Hi there, this is Patrick Serezna here, and just wanted to take a brief moment to review the technicals of Apple and answer the question as to whether or not Apple has the potential for a bull breakout, potentially up to $150. We've seen Apple being one of the best performing stocks in 2014 and started the year with a substantial rise going through the January into the February month, having risen from about the $105 level up to about $132 or so. Since that February high, Apple has more or less been range bound, and we saw numerous consolidations occurring throughout the month of March and April that saw those lows coming in around that 122 to $124 range. When it was going towards its earnings in the tail end of April, the earnings report came out extremely bullish. And in fact, there was every reason for Apple to have a very strong bullish breakout. And instead, the moment it opened on its on that trading day after its earnings, it created this bearish engulfing candle and ushered in a big wave of distribution that took almost an entire week of selling, driving it all the way back down to those March-April lows. Now, we had a rally in the month of May that came back and retested at that big blue band there in the 130 to 134 range that retested that overhead resistance, and yet again we have rejected there, and now I've seen about 5-6 days of distribution back down to the $128 mark. Now, this is not necessarily bearish yet, but what we can definitively define is that the bulls have lacked the conviction to beat this key overhead resistance level as they meet substantial amount of sellers and distribution up above there. In order for us to in any way be bullish for some of the key measured move upside targets on Apple, at this stage our members can just wait for a break to an all-time new high. Otherwise, it's going to be a very hard trade. Once we beat the 135 handle on the upside with any momentum, the targets up into the 140 to 150 are all the measured moves, and so it's not unrealistic for Apple to have a go at those upper targets, but it's not worth trading that right now at this stage. Any wave of early selling here that has the price to move back down to about the $125 mark could really start to create some technical damage that could bring about a deeper market correction in this particular stock. Now, we don't want to forecast that that's going to occur, but we do want to stress the importance of the level that Apple is at right now. If we see that this 126 to 128 level acts as a key support for Apple during this little distribution cycle, then there's plenty of room for the bulls to give it a shot to the upside. But any real weakness that breaks below this 126, 128, and especially heads back down to 124, is really going to be a bad omen and could usher in a much deeper distribution cycle. Hopefully that helps all you out, and we'll see you online in upcoming days. Thank you very much, everyone.